Alright, well, let's give this a go. Hello everybody, my name is SpeZy, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the upcoming Block Wars Brawl Event, which is taking place on Saturday. Today's Friday, so it's literally tomorrow. I'm going to be testing my knowledge a bit here. Now, I've never made a video about, like, Block Wars before. I haven't ever delved too deeply into the stats of Block Wars, so I can say in comparison to my MCC or MCSR ranked predictions, the knowledge gap is gonna be it's gonna be there, but we're gonna get through it, and maybe I'll get better. So we'll see how it goes. I'm probably gonna try not to yap too much, just because obviously I don't know as much about this event as something like MCC. So I probably might not have as much to say, but let's see if this works. Bang. There we go. Alright. Awesome. Getting into team number 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this down here. Oh, and how can I do this without, covering anything up? This is going to be annoying. Okay, I think I'm just going to go for this. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Alright. The first team. I can speak. Team number 1 is the Red Comets with Radoons, Kyle F, Tubbo, Prince Zam, and Ashwag. Now, the thing about Block Wars Brawl is it's focusing, well, at least from what I can understand, it's focusing on a lot of new players. I'm sure they'll talk about it more, but in the update video. So if you look at some other teams in the event, as we're going to see, there's going to be quite a few newcomers. But this event is, this team is different, because it has no newcomers, which is interesting. Now, you could say that this team maybe lacks, a big star sort of heavy hitter. I'd say Radoons is the best player on this team, from my knowledge. There's not really a bad player on this team, which I think is going to be really good for certain games. I don't know, if I'm just coming to mind, Order Up would be really good for them, just because you're not going to have that one person who's, missing something. I think everything's just going to be there for them, and that's really good. As of recording, we don't know the games yet. I believe it's shown in the announcement video. I did check Twitter. Again, I don't know as much about Block Wars, so I'm trying here, but it's fine. I'll get better. But this team does seem really strong. Obviously, Radoon's a really good player. Carl F, pretty solid. Tubbo is actually quite underrated. I think people forget that Tubbo is actually decent at Minecraft, and has been playing ranked recently. Come on. So maybe he's gotten a little bit better from that. I don't know. Prince Zam is pretty solid. Ashwag is not too shabby. So I think this is a pretty strong team. I think they can do pretty well. We're gonna go through the teams, and then we will do it in a tier list after. Okay. The Orange Fighters have Rainho, Sleepy, Wolfie, Boostfer, and Andres. Pretty similar to the last team. Maybe I'm lying about this newcomer thing, because these first two teams don't even have newcomers. Another pretty solid team. I would say a little bit weaker on Instinct. Sleepy is pretty decent, and obviously Wolfie is quite good. I think underrated a lot of the time. Same as Boostfer, actually, just because both of them can be a bit Wolfie's very out there because of, how much content he creates around Block Wars and the event scene. He's so known, but I do think people do underestimate him a lot. And Boostfer is pretty good, even though he is the loudest human you could ever encounter. Andres, I don't know too much about, actually. I do have the website. Let's have a look at their stats. I actually don't know much about them, sorry. Oh my goodness, they did alright in Origins. Oh, they've only played in Origins. Okay, well, they seem pretty decent, so there we go. So yeah, a pretty, solid, team. Give me a drink. And, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an entertaining POV, nonetheless, so, I'll be looking forward to seeing any highlights that come from this team. Anyway, moving on to the Yellow Thunders, we have Purpled, SK, Speed Silver, our first newcomer, one of the two silvers being introduced to this event, Giga, and, oh my goodness, how do I say their name? I used to know. No, it would be Mika. It's Micah, it's Mika. It's 100% Mika. I haven't actually seen a team with them on, so I actually don't remember I don't know how to say the name, I apologize. I'm assuming it's Mika, though. Purpled, obviously, definitely going to be near the top of this event. Definitely the top 5, top 3. He's gotten first before, so definitely can do it again. SK, I don't know too much about. Let's have a look at them. Again, I don't wanna miss something that I don't know. I don't know a lot about SK, so I want to see how they do. Okay, around the middle. They've already played Block Wars, but they played in Season 3. Okay, not too bad. They got 13th and 14th. That's pretty decent. Let's look at this 15 one. They were on the red team. Did red team win? Red team got into. I almost said dodgeball. They got into shockwave. Okay, not too bad. So pretty decent. SpeZy is a very decent Minecraft player. Someone who's definitely going to do well. Honestly, you could see them sneaking into the top 10. They're very solid. From the gameplay that I've seen, I've heard like some people say like, oh, he's really really good, and some people say yeah, he's quite good. So it's like he'd be somewhere in that balance. I don't actually watch SpeZy, so I'm not able to give a very good analysis on how good he is, but I'm aware that he's quite solid at the game. So this is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Let's have a look at Giga's stats. Oh, sorry, that's Giga. That's a Twitch emote. Giga, pretty okay, middle of the maybe lower half. Not too bad though. A good winning record, I must say. They win quite a bit. And Mika, I really hope that's how you're saying it. I feel really bad. That's something I could definitely look at. Okay, middle of the pack, very good. Any game they're good at, lunge apparently. Sure. So yeah, another pretty solid team. I think the teams for this event are very balanced from what I've seen, so I'm very happy. Well, we'll get to a team that I think could do very well shortly. So, but yeah, but those are the teams all for day one. By the way, I'm using some Reddit posts for this. This one was by suffering.mov, so thank you. I'm using Reddit posts to scroll through them. And this one is, well, these are the teams for day 2. This is by Med4G. I don't know how to say the name, but thank you for this post anyway. It's a bit low quality, but we'll get through it. Okay, the Green Giants, comprised of X-Shadow, Bablu, a newcomer, Dr. Donut, a newcomer, Grox, a newcomer, and See-What Gaming. This is a very spooky team. This could do very well. X-Shadow, one of the best players in the event. Just a really good all-round player, in my opinion, from watching some of his gameplay. I haven't watched him a ton in Block Wars, actually, but obviously I know he's good. But which is surprising because he's been in so many Block Wars, but I haven't actually watched many of his POVs in Block Wars. But just watching him play Minecraft, yeah, he's quite good. You can tell he plays the game a lot. Bablu is very solid. Just another decent all-around Minecraft player. Not as good as X-Shadow, but still pretty good. Dr. Donut, I have no idea how good Dr. Donut will be in Block Wars. I just know that he makes like SMP content, and I think he's good at Crystal PvP. I think I saw he streamed with Dream recently, so that's all the info I have to go off of that. So if anyone knows how good Dr. Donut actually is at like game-related stuff, let me know. Grox, I know so little about them. Don't even know their pronouns, so I'm gonna say them. I've heard the name. I don't know much about them, but they have a very cool profile picture, so I hope they get first. And See-What Gaming, I don't know too much about in terms of statistics, so let's have a look. See-What Gaming. Oh, I think I do know them actually. I'm realizing that I do actually know this person, but no, they are like middle of the road usually. Okay, lower half, but they're alright. I think I do know them. I've just remembered who I think they are. But yeah, this team is pretty solid, and they could do very well. Again, it's a bit of a. I think there's certain games they do well at. Like, I think they'd be really good at extraction. Just like if I'm just thinking about some of these people, like their certain expertises, like potentially in PvP, certain, potentially in aim, like sort of positioning. They're quite. I think a lot of these people are quite like smart in terms of that. So I think that could be a good game for them. Maybe Tomb Titans as well could be good. It depends on. There's 3 newcomers, so that could be bad, but it depends on how well X-Shadow can coach them. I'm just trying to think of like. I think that'd be good at like the more like thinking kind of games. Like I don't know stuff where you kind of have to think like without doing. Like I don't know if you I'm trying to give a good example. Like, you could just be good at battle by just like running around, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. Like, I think they'd be good. Anyway, next team is the oh my god, Aqua Archers. Got it. With Montoya, Contestine, Shadoon, Derek, and Serpius. I believe this is a Spanish team, if I'm not mistaken. I know so little about a lot of these players, but Shadoon is pretty solid, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people in here have done well in other events. So, I kind of like having these teams, sort of like I'm not gonna watch this POV, but I like sometimes I like the teams in this event that are like this, like especially having different language teams in, because it just brings more people in. I think that's cool. But obviously that does make a bit of a language barrier for me personally because I only speak English, but I digress. But no, I hope they do very well, but I unfortunately don't have too much analysis to give. So, that will be it. But Shadoon can do very well. They've done very well in the Block Wars before. I believe they've gotten second. Right, here's the big team, and this is the POV I'll be watching 1,000 times over. I will probably be watching multiple POVs of this event afterwards and during, so... You know, this is where my bias is going. My hands are up. This is my bias. The Blue Bandits, comprised of CPK, Nerdy, Feinberg, Silver, and Quite. The second Silver joins the roster. A second Silver has hit the towers, as Wolfie almost titled one of his videos. I digress. He uploaded, like, what was it, yesterday? about one of the Block Wars posts. His title was very silly. Maybe silly is the wrong word. I love this team. This is one of my favorite event teams that's ever been made, in my opinion. This is incredible. My entire event, like, dream team is just this is that. I have to pick between watching Feinberg and Silver, which is not going to be a difficult one. I don't know who I'll pick. I still haven't decided. But I'm also really excited to see Nerdy in the event because Nerdy is pretty cool. And CPK as well, for the very recent MCSR ranked link up is pretty cool. And then we have Quite. And Quite, to be fair, he's been on teams that I've watched before and he's pretty funny. So it just all comes together. It's just a good team. There were jokes about like Feinberg being the second frag. Which I don't know if that will be the case. Silver has outplaced Feinberg in some events, like I think he's outplaced him in Pandora's Box, but I don't know. I don't see that personally happening for this, just because the experience that Feinberg has in Block Wars. I think that might make it difficult for Silver to outplace him. But you could also argue that Feinberg is going to take a lot of effort leading the team, and Silver, if he takes more of a backseat and doesn't have to think about that, it could improve his performance in comparison to Feinberg's in more individual-based games. But that can depend on the game roster. So we will have to wait and see for that, because I think Silver's a better movement player, but I think Feinberg is a better PvP player than Silver. So that it's going to depend on the roster. Knowing Block Wars, I think they'll bench a PvP game for this event. I forget how many games are in the roster, but I think they have to bench 2. I think Block Wars tries to not use all their PvP games in the same event, so that could definitely benefit Silver. So, I don't know. Whoever's good, it's gonna be such a good POV to watch. I'm very, very looking forward to this. So, yeah. Nonetheless, that's a very good team. And anyway, let's move to day 3 now with the purple team, the Purple Phantoms. This is the viewer team. There was one viewer team for this event. Maybe that's why I said those are the newcomers. Yeah, there is those. I mean, I guess there is, yeah, because of the new team. We have Abolish Regret, I'm Twiggy, Jaw Unleashed, and, Linksy Liam, and Fanity. I have heard some of these names before, so they are players around the Minecraft scene. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of info on how good they all are. It would take quite a bit. And to be honest, I'm more interested in just like not knowing for these kind of predictions. So if I've got anything wrong, which I've definitely said some wrong things already, let me know in the comments, because this is a bit less high analysis than I usually am, obviously. So I don't know. I'm sure I've gotten some things pretty wrong. So I'm curious to see what you guys all think. But what I would say is, I think Abolish Regret is a player that I know is decent. That's the only thing I have. So, if they can lead the team can do fine. But from, again, the criteria from like the application vids, they were only accepting teams that were slightly below the average, I think they said. So I'm going to assume that that Wolfie, or whoever made these teams, I believe it was probably Wolfie, has done research on these players, and it's probably a team that's going to finish in the bottom half, unfortunately. But I don't know. I still think they could do well. It's weird. I don't know. You could have a very different. They're a very unknown like entity. Like if you're playing this team in battle, you have no idea what they're going to do. You have no info on these players because they've never played Block Wars before, but they are competent Minecraft players, you would assume. So, you know, that in itself could be a bit scary. But it also could mean that they're a bit disorganized because of the lack of experience. So we're going to have to see how that comes into play, and we'll see what kind of training they're putting in. Which is info I could already have, but I don't know. I think you're getting the theme throughout this video, is that I don't know a lot. We have the substitute teams, which I'm not going to get too much into. I doubt there's going to be any subs. And then we get to the Pink Knights, which is Schrodinger Lee, Jessic, Minute Tech, Hannah Rose, Hannah XX Rose even, and Firebreath Man. This is a very good team to end off with. Cool to see Firebreath Man on the pink team, because I feel like he doesn't get on the pink team much. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But this team is pretty solid. I do want to look at the stats of some of these players, though. So let's have a look at Schrodinger Lee first. Because I'm not sure how good they are. Okay, middle of the pack, not too bad. Jessic, not someone I've watched before, so we'll see how they are. Okay, quite lower down. Minute Tech is pretty good at Minecraft, so someone you can definitely expect to get in the top 15. Potentially even the top 10, depends on how well this team does. And Hannah, I believe, is pretty good at Block Wars, or am I wrong? Hannah's pretty good, yeah. Okay, I knew a player actually, but oh, they've played this series too actually. They played once in Rookies. Okay, but they are pretty good, so that's pretty awesome. Right, let me drink. So yeah, overall, this team is pretty dang good. Firebreath Man is going to be able to push for first this event, based on the fact that you can actually assume that Silver and Feinberg are going to be taking points off each other. And then who's he left to fight with? Probably Purpled. You know, if you're thinking about who's getting first, I think it's the four horse race between those players. So, yeah. So that'd be very interesting. I think it could be a very close event. If I'm just thinking back through these teams, these are very close teams in terms of skill, I think, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, I think this is a very good event, so we're going to have to see. Right. I haven't actually made the template yet, so I'm going to pause, make the template, and then I'm going to figure out my rankings, and we're going to go through them, just like that. So I will be back in just a second. Okay, that actually didn't take me that long. So I'm pretty content with this order actually. I was thinking about swapping around number 4 and number 5. But I'm gonna leave it like this. So yeah. In 8th place I have the Aqua Archers. I'm sorry. In 7th place I unfortunately have the Bubble Phantoms. In orange place. In 6th place I have the Orange Fighters. And in 5th place I have the Yellow Thunders. In 4th place I have the Red Comets. In 3rd place I have the Pink Knights. In 2nd place I have the Green Giants. And 1st place, of course, I have to have the POV I'm watching, which is the Blue Bandits. So yeah, those are my Block Wars Brawls predictions. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. Let me know yours in the comment section down below, and I will make sure to have a look, and I will reply to all of them if I can. I probably can. So yeah, right, back to this. Perfect. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you all watching Block Wars Brawl on Saturday the 24th of May, I believe it would be. What is Saturday tomorrow? So yeah, it'll be the 24th of May. at 7 p.m. my time, I think. Yes, I think it is 7 p.m. my time. So yeah, hope to see you all there. And adios, goodbye.